Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Throwdown OCE Championship. I'm just
welcome to the Throwdown Rocket League OCE Championship here with Wolfie and Jake.
Yeah.
It's an exciting matchup for me, the one that I've been looking forward to all day. Chimpwits vs Legacy. Now, co-caster of mine, how
am I casting this one? Let's go.
What do you think of this matchup?
I think it'll be interesting. Chimpwits really did show that they were a team.
Yeah.
Right? Because they did get a bit crushed by Tainted. I think because they're playing very far back, so I think Legacy might not be able to rely on the counterattacks that they really thrive on in their attack. So I think Chimpwits might be able to cause an upset here.
I think that you're in the same boat. I thought that they could cause the upset before the day happened. That performance was definitely very solid. Could show the same. What do you think, Wolf?
I don't think you even want to know what I think right now. Why don't you two just continue the combo? I'll just like sit over here.
Well,
just,
for me, I'm stop talking. Okay? Stop talking. For me,
this is our time now, right?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Delusion up against his old team.
Oh,
he was,
same.
He was kicked. You know, and when you're kicked from a team, it's different from leaving a team. That's upsetting. You have a lot to prove.
Delusion's out for revenge, man.
Yeah.
He's warmed up. 10 goals in that last series. He's ready to show Legacy that they screwed up.
10 goals in 5 games. And what's really interesting for me is Chimpwits are very, they love to aggressively dunk. They love to stop the play before it happens. And to me, what we saw last week from Legacy, and even last night when we got crushed by them, Jake, is that they love to go for the counter-attack.
They're all about the counter-attack.
I think they might be able to stop that before it happens.
Chimpwits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're looking pretty clean in defense. I think a lot of their goals last game were off like really individual plays from CJM and Lim, and then them breaking down at times. But that happens. You know?
When we look at Legacy as well, I think when we look at them and say, oh, their group stage performance wasn't as good as we thought. They've lost a couple of times in the off-season, in weekly tournaments and stuff where they shouldn't have. I think that's really driven them hard. They know they've got so much to improve and they've worked really hard on that. So I think I'm expecting a much better Legacy today.
I think they know that this season they have a real shot at the International. Like, they are going to be putting in the work, they're going to be putting in the effort, and they want to show that Daze was a good pickup.
Well, I know for Daze himself, he's so confident in his teammates. He's got Sicky, he's got Sirix. He's like, last season they were number 2, and quote-unquote, they choked super hard in the finals. So he's just like, I just need to play well enough to fit in.
Yeah.
We're going to cut through all this, and if you had to choose a side here, who would you choose, Jake?
I think Legacy, just as a team, just have that experience. I think they've been looking really good. They crushed me and Yummy, but we're washed up. So I don't know how much to take from that.
That series meant nothing. We weren't even trying.
Legacy will win pretty much probably.
I think, I think a very similar thing. I'm going to go for Legacy Esports as well. It was possibly a close one. I definitely see Chimpwits getting the upset. And Wolfie, what do you think?
Well, I personally think, look, it's unanimous on the desk. Legacy's going to take this one out. They're looking a lot stronger at the moment. Yeah. Chimpwits, even though they did get that win last game, it was such a close match, even throughout. Like, even though we saw a lot of those high-scoring games, the entire series was only a 3-2. And up against a team like Legacy, who, in my mind, is a much stronger team. Yeah. It's going to be very difficult for them to overcome this one.
They're in a great chance to make it into the top 4, but Legacy first have to take down Chimpwits. They've taken the loss against Chiefs, and now is their time to make it.
Now is their time indeed, as we are quickly heading into the match here, as we awkwardly wait by. I love it.
It's not awkward. It's only awkward if you call it awkward.
I have made it awkward. Yep. I told you I made it awkward.
That's nice, Wolfie. How's it going? It's a long day for you.
It is a long day, but in all
honesty,
honesty,
first time doing a full 6 matches of play-by-play?
I don't think you want to hear about how I'm feeling.
How are you feeling, mate?
Let's just say I'm trying my best.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You've done pretty well.
Well, I think we're having a couple of technical difficulties or waiting for the game to actually start itself. But Yummy, so you're saying that it's going to be a proactive playstyle from Chimpwits that really is going to determine this matchup.
They like the dunks. They love the dunks. So they're going... You even saw it with Delusion in overtime going... Or not overtime.
Or getting to the overtime goal, essentially. Got to the 0-second
mark.
mark.
In the overtime, yeah. There was just a dunk from Delusion going over the top to finish it off. That is what I expect from them every time.
every single time, and it'll be interesting to see whether that'll work against Legacy. In my mind, it won't. Like, really, I feel like this is going to be a one-sided matchup, and there's going to be kind of no chance for Chimpwits to come through.
How many times did you have said that it's going to be really one-sided?
Not enough.
By the way, Jake, you can just go. we may have knocked out his audio again, so he can't.
Well, it's your fault, because you're the one stepping on it.
I'm not. Okay, fine. I may have kicked his cable and it's disconnected. If you want, I can go down underneath and try and reconnect it.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah, some troubleshooting on stream.
I didn't see it anywhere.
It's, yeah, it's that
Wait,
one.
can you talk?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we're fine.
What's up?
Why are you
I have
worried?
some opinions. No,
No, tell us.
Tell us your opinions, Jake.
I was joking. I actually haven't been listening too closely. What's been happening?
Well, he's having a great day.
I'm having a great day.
We're having a mental breakdown on the desk.
Yep.
And who would have thought that when hysterics is gone, we'd all become the hysterics?
No, okay, I got a point.
Ooh, let's hear it.
I got a point on this page. See, I got confused. I lost my notes.
Not on the sad face page, yep.
Requiem's going to need to step up if they want to win.
Yep.
He didn't score any goals that last series. Delusion scored 10. That helps, but you can't rely on that. Requiem, I really want to see him just getting a bit closer and taking a bit more shots. He loves his passes. He definitely was setting up plays, but he needs to be that bit more proactive.
I definitely see him as a confidence player. He can sometimes feel really good, and then he'll just do whatever. And he's really creative as a player. But then there'll be other times where he's just like, oh, I'm not playing well today, and just stop playing. Basically.
I think you're right. Requiem has great random mechanics that he brings out.
He just jumps off the wall and he'll like flip underneath it and it'll go off that way and you're like, cool. And he's like, I'm passing it.
We haven't seen that though, right?
No, definitely not in that last match. He wasn't doing that much. Decker was the one setting up Delusion quite a lot, setting it up over the top of the net.
It was a real two-man offense, and he was very much far back, controlling the play. But if he can really get in there, I think that will be the tipping point to make Legacy's defense struggle.
Well, it's really hard because Legacy are so good on defense. They can really frustrate you.
Well, Jake, I want to know, because you have that international experience, right? How did you find that your team, when you went overseas, like adapted to a better team? Because looking at these sort of matchups, right, if there's a weaker team coming up against a much stronger team, how do you either adapt in-game or kind of during practice in order to beat them?
You just have to play fast. It's all about pace as you come up the ranks, right? So in OCE, we were a bit of a slower region. We've really built up now that we have been to the championship 3 times. But so if Chimpwits want to play up to Legacy, they're really going to have to focus on being a bit quicker than maybe they're used to playing Ground Zero.
You're seeing that a lot in Europe too. The meta is just like go, go, go.
Yep.
I think iGnite was talking about it the other day. A lot of just challenges, 50-50s, pinches, and demos. So they're trying to play as fast as possible. I think the same can happen for Chimpwits.
We are headed straight into the first game of Chimpwits versus Legacy Esports. Whether or not Delusion can step up to the plate or Daze can either is yet to be seen. Legacy Esports with a quick, aggressive play. But you see Requiem trying to rotate through the midfield. A little bit too slow there. Delusion off to the side, but Daze is ready and waiting. Touches it for the clear. Chimpwits sitting on the back foot here, but the challenge from Cyrix, it's just stuck in the corner.
I'm really interested to see how Daze goes in this series. I'm going to be watching him closely, because right now he's up against the person that he replaced. He needs to prove himself for the final time here in the Rocket League OCE Championship. And it is the best time to do it. Daze getting the big bump.
The big bump from Daze. The opportunity was almost there. Now Siki rotating through. You see Cyrix and Siki being as aggressive as ever. Always nice to see Cyrix trying to pass it out to his teammates, but it gets touched off the side by Chimpwits. Again, Legacy Esports, they're now on the back foot. Not what we used to be seeing in this matchup. Now Siki, again off to the side to Cyrix. The passing play, the 1-2, wonder couple. Now Daze, look at how aggressive he's being. I love to see it.
And look how far Siki's going back. He knows that he can pass that out into the midfield, get the counter-attack. You'll see that repeatedly, and it puts Chimpwits into the backward stance, into a place where they can't get it clear.
Decker tried to get a free shot on net, but you saw how far back Daze was playing, and it's working so far. Legacy Esports, a little bit too slow on the defense, but Cyrix, there was no third man from Chimpwits. It's what they needed right there.
For sure. Requiem's not pushing up, and they got a good pass off. They got to pass the defender. The net was closed off by the defense. The pass was not.
Really nice clear from Siki now. Might make something happen. Siki again touched to center, but it is not a pass. It's just a little bit of a playoff to Chimpwits. Delusion being so aggressive. Now Requiem.
Look at that from Decker too. That dive. So much risk. He's taken himself out of the game for so long, but if it paid off, it was just a goal.
You got to risk it for the biscuit, and Chimpwits need as many biscuits as they can get. 3 minutes left to go. Delusion touched off. Siki again, pass to the center. A really nice touch to Sirix, intercepted by Chimpwits. Legacy Esports trying to stay aggressive. Requiem clear off to the side. Siki. Backboard play might happen. Daze with a wide rotation now, but Requiem with the pressure. Chimpwits wanting to keep the pressure on, unrelented. Legacy Esports taking a quick defensive clear there. Now off to Sirix, trying to make it happen.
This is the kind of play that can really work for Chimpwits. If they can get the ball forward and have 3 men with no chance of the defense, that's when they go for those risky dunks. That's when they make the play happen.
You see Sirix and Siki trying to be as aggressive as possible. And Delusion trying to make sure that his previous teammates are or aren't working out the best. Now Decker with a nice little air dribble. Delusion kicked off to the side. It's a little bit of a pinch and pass to himself. Nice little roof play though, works out. Siki has full control. The challenge from Delusion, but Requiem was up there as well. This could work out for Legacy Esports. You see the bump from Sirix. The essence of the play is there. Now Daze is up for it. He tried to set himself up.
We're still missing any kind of real offensive play from Legacy Esports. Their attack is coming out of defense. They need to find a midfield pass or something instead of just making those solo plays in attack.
Daze is trying to be as quick as possible. Siki off to Daze. This could work. No, he doesn't get the shot he wanted. Delusion now grabs the boost. Doesn't quite get the clear, but Siki and Sirix sitting in the same spot. Not what you want to be doing. Need to pass it off. But you see how Daze is working so well right now.
You can see how good Chimpwits are in defense as well. They're great at clutch saves, goal line saves. Not necessarily getting the clears and being rotational, but just preventing the goal from happening.
It's a very different style of play from last match, but now Legacy Esports is sitting right in front of net. Requiem gets the clear off to the side. Daze tried to pass it off to Siki. It just sinks right in.
Siki is everywhere right now. He's finding the shots. He finds this angle, just sneaking that into the top right.
Chimpwits, 0-1. Played so well the first 4 minutes of this match, but that last little quick play from Legacy worked out too well for them. Chimpwits, now Delusion. Gets the individual play, but Daze with a good read off the backboard. Up he goes again, challenge through, and Siki's just in the right place at the right time. A boomer from Delusion, the Batmobile working out so well for those quick shots. Requiem tried to pass it back to Decker. You see how aware he's being. He's looking back, making sure he knows where his opposition is. 30 seconds remaining. Legacy Esports are still 1-0, and it looks like they might be getting a second very closely.
They're really close. I think they'll just hold on to this lead. They've got 20 seconds. They're a defensive team. They're not going to take any real risks here.
Speaking of risks, Delusion, he gets the shot so close. 10 seconds remain. Chimpwits might have something here. No, Siki kind of snuffs that all out. Siki with a fake, a Sirix play. The 1-2 play working out so well right now.
So smart from Siki. He just wasted so much time. He set up the opportunity. Legacy Esports, they're probably taking this one out
Siki
with a final shot from Siki into the top of the net.
Siki solidifies the lead of Legacy Esports. I think Requiem kind of touched it up, and you could see as well there was a player in net, but they couldn't do much against Siki right there.
Requiem had to make the play. They had to try and equalize no matter how dire the odds looked. And now Legacy Esports, they've started off the series well. Chimpwits, well, both teams never really felt like they had a huge offense.
It was very close. As I said before, those first 4 minutes was so back and forth. The defense from either side was fantastic, and I have to highlight it. Chimpwits, honestly, playing so much better than last game. I'll say it right there.
I don't necessarily agree because they didn't really have that attack. They didn't have anything going for them to score goals. And you saw 0 goals. There weren't really anything close. Delusion had a couple of shots on that were just hitting the ball at net in the end that were easily savable. And I think that comes from what you saw earlier with Requiem not being that third man in the rotation, not being aggressive as that third man when they do set up those plays.
It is a little bit sad to see because you go, oh, it's on the backboard. Oh, yeah, 2 men are in the play, and then the third man's kind of either back way too far out or waiting for a clear, kind of expecting it to be cleared rather than actually committing to it and going for a goal scoring
It's a really
opportunity.
defensive mindset, and I think Legacy have the same. You cannot play the same way as Legacy do. realistically, the 3 players on Legacy are slightly better than the 3 individuals, and they've played together for longer, so they're going to play that style better. You have to change it up. You have to put Legacy on the back foot. Anything.
So you reckon the bumps and demos should be really good? And we'll talk about how Chimpwits, first of all, need to have a proactive playstyle, right? They were very reactive that series because the first 4 minutes, although it was very close, it was very much the Legacy show in terms of the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, Legacy were the only one who could set anything up, and even then, it was just a very grindy game. We will have to see, will they be able to turn it around for Game 2? Can Chimpwits keep their streak alive?
Days gets a nice touch, grabs the boost as well. Delusion, he was up on the wall expecting Days to just clear it out. The passing plays are there. Deca and Requiem both trying to make something work. Now Delusion rotates in so fast. I guess he's trying to make sure that his previous teammates don't exactly get the opportunities they want. Now Siki doesn't get it. Cyrix, nice little play. Days is ready and waiting in the net. Now Requiem touched into center. It's just sitting in Legacy Esports half. Chimpwits aren't really making that much work of this one. Requiem finishes it off.
It was a great opportunity. So much pressure, draining the boost slowly, and Siki's touch was intercepted perfectly. You see Days thinking the ball's going to go a completely different way, but Requiem sees it.
I think that was a bit of disrespect from Legacy because it looks like they're playing a bit slower this match. And
Well,
although
they're not used to Requiem coming in on that as well, so there's a very good chance that they were thinking, okay, well, I've got time to play this.
Because with no third man. But Chimpwits have changed it up, which is always good to see, and adapting within the series itself is what they have to do in order to get any semblance of a game score. Now Chimpwits. Ball control goes to Cyrix. Touched off to the side. Delusion with a banger. Requiem's rotating out. Deca, he's waiting in the wings. Requiem. Oh, can Deca do something here? No, Siki was there. Delusion had the right idea. Requiem now challenges the ball itself. He has no boost, pinches it away. It's sitting in net. Deca, Chimpwits are running away.
2 times Legacy Esports have been caught camping in net. Gets over the top of them. Another great pass out. This time it's Requiem to Deca.
Legacy Esports with the disrespect, and Chimpwits saying, hey, this is our match now. This is our series. Even though they are the 1 game down. 3 minutes and 30 on the clock, and Siki is going for these individual plays. Passes it off to Cyrix. Delusion. Deca gets bumped away, but he actually bumps Days in the right place at the right time. Now Requiem has ball control, but no boost. Goes for a nice little flip there. Days having a bit of time. No time at all. Days was ruined by Deca there. A little bit too slow in defense. It's an open net. Can Deca make advantage of it? He can. It is 3-0 to Chimpwits.
They're running away. They've completely turned around the series. Chimpwits with the 3rd goal, and they keep catching Legacy off guard. Panicked. Days going up for the ball. The only one left with boost. This is a completely different Chimpwits from game 1.
Very different, because why would Legacy have changed up their playstyle if not for Chimpwits putting on too much pressure? Now Siki tries to pass it away, but Deca is there to intercept. The midfield challenges are there. Chimpwits, a double commit from Requiem and Delusion. Days touched away. Can he get maybe a bump or a demo? It's an open net from Days. He can't finish it off, but Siki is there. The final one.
And that was Cyrix beating out the players on Chimpwits to the ball. You saw there backwards. He beats out both Deca and Requiem, and that is what set up the play.
Legacy Esports are not out for the count. A little bit over half of this match left, and Legacy Esports are 2 goals down. But last series, we saw them play a much cleaner playstyle, but Chimpwits are playing much better now.
This was the number 2 seed of last season, and this is exactly why they are able to win no matter what. They were the best team when it came to mentally staying in the game. They never got quiet. They stayed attacking, and that is 1 goal away from tying it up.
Legacy Esports, they've turned it around for the first minute of this game. 2 goals up. Well, sorry, 1 goal down, but 2 goals up from 0. Half this game is now over. Days gets a nice touch. It's up in the air. Requiem cleared off to the side. Now Cyrix goes for the backboard play. Instead it just kind of loops down towards net. Deca has control. A nice little pinch flick from him. Cyrix touched off. But look at this Siki as well. The Cyrix-Siki combo. But Delusion tried to pass it off to his teammate. Now, Daze has the ball. He gets it. He beats out one, but Requiem is there. Now, Siki.
He didn't use his teammates. He just went for the solo play. And even though Daze is good at them, not good enough to get past 3 defenders.
Now look at this. Delusion. Off to the side. Siki in the midfield. Shot off by Daze. Can he do anything with it? No, it's cleared out by Chimpwits. Requiem passing it off to the side. It's sitting in this corner here. Legacy Esports are so close from scoring the goal. It's sitting in front of net. Where are they? They're not there.
Well, Daze almost had it, and they thought he had it. Daze going wide once again. This is so many opportunities for Legacy Esports. They keep the pressure. Another shot forward, but this time a great clear by Delusion.
Delusion with the beautiful clear. It's what his team needed. Now Deca. Requiem is a little bit too slow in net, but got given so much time from Legacy. They had so much respect for him, said, all right, you can clear it. That's okay. Now Requiem trying to just rotate through pads. Rotating to back post, always a good idea. Daze is up for it. Delusion rotating through nicely as well. Daze gets the demo, in fact. Now this is Legacy's play. Pass to the center, not too close to Cyrix though. You can see Daze is sitting, waiting in center. He goes for the fake, it works out. Can anything happen here?
This when it gets so nerve-wracking with 50 seconds left and 1 goal in the lead. Chimpwits have to hold on, but it can cause panic. Be like, everyone go. We need to save, we can't get scored on. And that is the problem.
That is the problem. Now Siki gots for a shot. Gots for a shot. Indeed he does. Cyrix in the center jumps up for it instead. Legacy Esports 1 goal down. 30 seconds remaining. Chimpwits. Oh no, it goes off Deca. This could be the chance. Legacy Esports. Here we go. Siki now to Cyrix. Back to Siki again. Deca gets the touch. Siki has full control. Can he pass it off to Daze? Daze jumped for it instead a little bit too early.
Siki went for the second touch, but Daze didn't know. There's a lack of communication there. 13 seconds left. Legacy need to tie it up.
10 seconds remaining. Chimpwits wanting to hold this out. Legacy wanting to equalize and make sure that they are 2-0 up. It's a boomer from Deca. This might be the final play. No, Cyrix still has ball control, but pinched off from Legacy. It is now 1-1, Yummy.
That's got to be so frustrating for Legacy. They had multiple shots, but every single time, Delusion just got in the way. 5 saves. He was always there in the net, ready to save it. They'd hit it high, he'd get up to it. They'd hit it low, and he would hover in the air just to make the save. Chimpwits just barely holding on.
I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed with Legacy in that first about minute and a half. They did not seem like they were the previous game. They were kind of sitting in net being like, oh, you know, there's not going to be a third man. We'll have a bit of time.
I think they were completely caught off guard. You know, you're expecting this versus Chimpwits that aren't really aggressive on the attack, that aren't intimidating as such, as Billy would like to say. But when it did change up, they didn't know how to play, and they had to sit there and evolve as that game went on.
Well, they did evolve eventually, but it was too little too late because they got so close, but they just couldn't finish off that final goal.
They were really dominant in the second half, though, so going into Game 3, if they just play that style once again, I think they're in pretty good stead.
So I think the same. I think they're definitely going to adapt to it completely fine, but it was such a change of pace from Game 1. It was very much like, oh, there's no third man. Now they're like, we're actually playing up against a team that's a cohesive unit now, and it's a little bit scary for them to see.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for both of these teams moving forward. Chimpwits did manage to upset Legacy last week in the weeklies, so there is definitely a chance here for Chimpwits to do it again on the big stage.
And as we head straight off into the game number 3, can Legacy finalize this series, or can Chimpwits make the upset defeat that no one on the desk thought they would? Siki touched away, but Requiem's too fast. Cyrix with a boomer. Off to Siki. No, Delusion. Now Cyrix as well. It's off the backboard. Is the third man there from Legacy? Is Daze there? He is. It's a little bit too slow, though. Siki, look at how aggressive he's being.
Siki just gets the angle as well. And you just knew that Chimpwits didn't have a clear. The way they were positioned with Requiem on the back post as well, driving backwards at the same time. Siki just gets given all the confidence in the world to go and attack.
Legacy Esports say, hey, you might have taken an early lead last game, but this series is ours.
And at last series, Chimpwits needed to take the early game lead to win the game. So it's a bad sign for Chimpwits in the rest of this one.
Deca challenges the ball, but Daze gets the touch instead. Cyrix fakes the challenge, actually. But look, Siri rotated back. Siki, sorry, rotated back. Oh, look at that, of the wide rotation working out for Legacy Esports. Now Siki doesn't get the touch he wants, or if a touch at all. Sirix goes for the solo play instead. Oh no, disaster strikes for Legacy Esports.
That's so unlucky. You just see the 50 coming in, and then it pinches off literally 2 players.
2 players.
It was all 3 that it came off, but still, that's a rough break, and it's now a tied game once again.
Legacy Esports a little bit disappointed with that play, but Chimpwits getting a sigh of relief there. Now Requiem cleared it away. Days, can he do something with it? No, he can't. He tries to go for a lot of these solo plays, and it hasn't exactly worked out for him. Delusion, too fast for Sirix. Siki off the backboard, gets the touch, but Deca waiting patiently on the sidelines. Requiem to center now. The offensive pressure is there. Legacy Esports get a moment of respite.
It's a good change out from Days on the backboard as well, because past game, they kept hitting it over the top of the defense, and that's what opened up the net. Seems that they've closed that hole in their defense, and now back on the attack.
Sirix up into the air. Legacy Esports wanting to keep the pressure on. A good pass, but Siki moved a little bit too far forward. Sirix might have misread his teammates' movements. 1-2 play from Siki and Days.
That was the 1-2-1 that we were missing all last week. Over to Sirix, straight back to Siki. It was fast, there was no hesitation, and Siki gets the strike.
Days is gelling so well with Siki right now. Siki is known for his individual skill, and in this team environment for Legacy Esports, it's working out.
It was really good as well.
Really good from all of them. Sirix, now gets a boomer of a clear. Onto the backboard. Delusion, passed from Deca. Days, one touch. Requiem is there to interject. Now Sirix, back to Days again. Look at this quick play from Days, works out for Legacy. But still, it's just sitting in their half. Requiem is up for it. The rotation from his teammate. Not the pass he wanted. Days trying to beat out Delusion there. Sirix to Deca. It's up in the net. Can Siki be there? He isn't, unfortunately. Legacy Esports so close in the offense.
2-1 for Legacy Esports. This time in the lead, and since they're such a good defensive team, they should be able to hold on to it.
Requiem grabs mid boost. Days gets cleaned out by Delusion. It is 2 men on the side of Legacy Esports. Sirix gets a bit of a clear, but it hits the roof instead. Requiem, it's up. Siki gets the clear. Actually, I did not expect that clear to happen at all from the side of Legacy Esports.
It's really going in Legacy's favor as well. Sirix, he's getting aggressive.
Oh.
The captain gets the bump and almost took out 2 defenders. Luckily, Deca was there for the save.
That was a bit of an awkward play from Chimpwits, but nothing came of it for Legacy. Chimpwits trying to do something with it. A good shot from Delusion, but Siki's a little bit too fast. Sirix waiting patiently in net. The call-outs from his team saying he has a bit of time. Delusion, a nice pass, or the play was there, but Legacy Esports interjected. Now Siki off to Days, and what a shot. No, it goes off the side again. That side has been his bane.
It's close every single time. Days is going to be frustrated. He has to not let that get to himself. But right now, Chimpwits looking to tie it up. They're getting lots of opportunities.
They've stayed on the aggressive half for so long and seem to be going a little bit back and forth here. Chimpwits wanting to try something, a good pass onto the backboard, but Days a little bit too fast. Siki patiently waiting, but Deca, look at this play. Oh, a bit awkward from Legacy. I think they're all kind of stuck out of boost. This might be the chance for Chimpwits. Keep the pressure on. Make sure it doesn't go away. Now Requiem, but Siki, look at how fast he is for that clear.
He's just playing everything as fast as he can, and it's really working out for him while he has no boost. He keeps that momentum up, allows him to get bigger hits, and beat out the defender who has boost in his pocket.
Days touches the ball. Sirix is there. No, Siki's there, in fact. Sirix was a little bit far back. Delusion off to Requiem. Challenged nicely by him. Chimpwits looking on the front foot. I lied, it's Legacy. 26 seconds remaining in this match, and Chimpwits need 1 goal, while Legacy want to hold on to this lead. Now Sirix touched away, but it's just a bit of a pass to Deca. Not the right one that he wanted. Siki. Nice play, a good little push. Requiem is there to interject. Days.
Here for Chimpwits as well with 4 seconds remaining.
1 second left. Is there something here? Legacy Esports seem to have taken game number 3. But Requiem, the ball is still up. No, it's a bit of an awkward touch. It's unfortunate. Legacy Esports take game
Not
number
the
3.
touch that Requiem was looking for. He had the chance to keep that up. Legacy Esports just held out again for so long. They did what Chimpwits did in that early game and just hold on to a lead for what was 2 minutes 40 seconds in total without getting scored on.
Easily more than half the game. And Legacy Esports are one of those teams to get that early lead and just sit on it.
Yeah, they don't ever commit those 2 people once that happens. Once they took that lead, they were happy to stay further back. I was surprised that strategy worked because often that invites so many shots, and you saw that.
It's similar to that playing not to win, but playing essentially not to lose. Sorry, playing to win compared to playing not to lose. And they play to win at the start, and then once they get that lead, they go, oh, we'll just make sure that we get our clears. We'll pass to each other a little bit, but we won't overcommit.
It worked out. I mean, they had 1 attacking opportunity in 2.5 minutes, Legacy, from what I saw, because Chimpwits just had them in their defense for so long, but they were really good at maintaining their boost, finding each other, and their panic save. There were a few panic moments, but they were able to get it away.
Yeah, I was going to say they were so good on having no boost. There was that time where I think all 3 of them were out of boost, and still Daze got to clear off the side. Siki was waiting on the wall for his teammate. The trust is there, and it's really good to see that they're actually starting to work as that cohesive unit that we know Siki and Sirix can do. But Daze is that player that we've always kind of been on the fence about. Like, can he step up? He needs to step up into Delusion's shoes, and I think in that match there, he showed that he can.
Yeah, I think he's definitely starting to get there, really starting to form as a unit. I have to talk about Siki as that unsung hero in defense. He's the one continually getting those clears with a 1 or 2 touch. He's playing it really fast. He puts the attack into these positions where they have to start rushing.
Yeah. See, for me, I thought Siki was good in offense, but in the midfield, in my mind, he seemed to lack a little bit. Like, sometimes he was there for the pass, and then a lot of the other times he was kind of doing a wide rotation back, being like, this is my time for defense, let's just chill out a little bit. And whether or not it's his call or whether it's his teammates being over aggressive, but I kind of see him as the player who's either very aggressive or very defensive.
The thing is, he's very aggressive in defense, right? Where he's playing it fast, he's chasing the ball. It really led to his teammates being able to rely on him to go after it and get all the boost. We are here in game number 4. Can Legacy Esports close it out, or can once again Chimpwits start the comeback?
Daze tried a quick pass into center, but Requiem is on the back lines. You see Siki go for this aggressive touch. Now Daze with a nice solo flick. He gets a second touch as well, but Delusion, look at how patient he is in defense.
And Daze has been going for solo attacks. You can see he has the opportunity to either get a big goal himself or pass it, and he's really opting to try and go for something sneaky.
Legacy Esports coming out of the gate roaring. They say, this is our series. The touch off the backboard, the nice touch from Daze actually. A really good clear. Now Sirix, Daze is a little bit far back, trying to do these aggressive passes. Now Siki with a shot, it's open. Sirix with the finish.
As soon as they're tied up, they get aggressive once again. 2.5 minutes in defense last game. They've been 45 seconds in attack, and it finishes off. Sirix so far up the pitch and ready just to finish it off.
That was a huge case of right place, right time, because that was going to sit off the post and just go straight out. Would have been unfortunate for Legacy, but good on Sirix for being there. Now touch to center. Chimpwits trying to stay as aggressive. Bit of an awkward rotation there from Chimpwits. Siki tries to pass it away to Daze. Delusion. Off to the side. Now Legacy Esports on the back foot. Chimpwits trying to make any sort of opportunity. Requiem, look at how fast he is. Siki with the patience. Requiem with a second touch as well. Now Daze clears it away, but Delusion is waiting in the back lines.
Every single time they get the lead, they just start laying further back. Now it's Chimpwits in control of the ball.
Legacy Esports with a 1-0 lead. They can hold on to this and make it a 3-1 series. Or can Chimpwits work their way back into it and take it to game 5? Decker with a good solo play. Goes for the touch. Gets the corner clear. He gets a second one, but it's a little bit too high for his teammate to finish off.
It took so long to set up the play. If he did that a little bit quicker, then Legacy Esports defense wouldn't be ready and waiting.
Legacy's Esports indeed. 2 minutes are down, and Legacy Esports have taken the first goal. And a sitting in defense. Days cleared away. Requiem's up for it. Decker. Now to Delusion. Sirix rotating so carefully. Days, you can see as well, trying to be as meticulous as possible with his clears, passing it straight over to Sirix. Now Days to Sirix as well. Now Siki, look at how fast he is. He's right there. Can he get the double touch? He can, but it's a bit awkward. But Days is in there as well.
He pre-jumped that, but he managed to change his trajectory in the middle of the flight.
Ooh.
Ends up getting it, and it was a close opportunity, but Chimpwits get the clear.
Chimpwits now sitting in Legacy's half. Requiem, a bit of an awkward rotation. Delusion, touch to center. Now Requiem is there. I think Decker is just sitting in net all the way back. There might be an unfortunate disconnect, or it might be a bit of misfortune from him. Sirix will take advantage of this. Legacy Esports, Decker's left the match. Oh no, it's 2v3.
That is a hard break for Chimpwits, especially now that they're behind. It's going to be rough trying to win this in a 3v2, but we've seen it done before. Maybe not this time.
It's a little bit sad to see, but Siki does put a boomer into the back of the net. 2v3, Chimpwits would be so frustrated right now.
It's a tough break, but they have to do what they get. Maybe Decker will be able to reconnect to the match. Legacy Esports looking to take out game number 4. And we will see. I think this is a good opportunity for them to get some more passes in, practice that.
Chimpwits needing to make any sort of move they can, but there's not much you can do when you're lacking a player on the pitch. You can see both these teams still giving it a go. He tried to go for the Cuxa pinch, actually. It's a nice little cheeky idea. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Legacy Esports, I think they've taken this one out. It's definitely disappointing to see, but Chimpwits gave it their best shot.
It's definitely hard, and still a chance for Decker to come back, but right now, when you're in that 2v3 situation, you kind of end up having to make those solo attacks, hope that Requiem can score, almost 1v3, and considering how defensive Legacy are willing to play, even now in a 3v2, I don't think it's going to happen.
Requiem now touched to center, just passing it over to Legacy Esports. Sirix trying to stay aggressive. Siki touched away. Again, the midfield challenge. Bit of a 1-2-3 touch between 3 of the players. Now a triple challenge from Chimpwits and Legacy. Siki touched off to the side again. Sirix pushed away. They're playing way too safe right now. You can see. Oh!
What a steal as such by Days. Just happens to be in net. He was just like floating around, hoping for the best, maybe for a steal, and ends up just being in the way. 3-0 now for Legacy. They're going to take out this series in a 3-1. A bit of a disappointment for Chimpwits at the end there.
Bitter end for sure. But Chimpwits can definitely take some good information away from this series. It means that they can actually take it to Legacy because they played really well so far. But again, if you're down a player, there's literally nothing you can do.
Well, they took it to Ground Zero earlier today, which is the really important match for them. They've still got plenty of teams that they can beat to get into that top 4. Order, in particular, I think, is one that they could maybe sneak one off. So, 4-0 for Legacy Esports. They're securing their spot. Days gets another one.
I think Days says, I want to pad my stats. I want to look good in Fantasy League. Yeah. I'll go there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the big problem with Days this entire series is just he's always been in that attack, and he every single time just tries to take a shot on net. Obviously, it works out then because there were 2 defenders, but the rest of the series, he's really given up a lot of offensive opportunities and chances for passes because he thinks he needs to get that goal.
We saw Days jump up so many times trying to get that early shot of a pass from Siki, and it didn't exactly work out because he'd either misread it or Siki would get an extra touch. Legacy Esports with a definitive victory there, but Chimpwits definitely can take some good things away from this match.
Means that Legacy in a really good position. They're 2-1, and their loss is to Chiefs. So, acceptable loss.
Legacy are definitely looking like they're in that top 3 kind of team right now. I think after the first 2 weeks, we can really see OCE is split into those top 3 teams and then the bottom 5 teams.
Yeah, and it really is sort of great to see so many different styles. Chiefs have their style.
Yeah.
Tainted Minds are bringing a very aggressive thing, and Legacy are playing more defensive.
Yeah, Legacy, I'm still not too sure how to define their playstyle, because
Yeah.
we didn't see counterattacks that time. They were just playing that pressure playstyle. So
Yeah, they were just kind of pushing the ball forward and hoping to keep it in attack, but a lot of the times they left it in their own defense and never cleared it.
they were struggling a little bit in defense. Game 2 from Chimpwits was really good. They kept pressure pretty much the whole game and
Yeah.
scored 3 goals just off Legacy, not really knowing what to do with no boost, maybe not being used to that
It was out of
position.
nowhere. It was after that like first minute and a half was just them going bang, bang, bang. This is our series now, and it was so different from their game 1 playstyle.
Yeah, I think Legacy woke up a bit after that, though. They were like, okay, let's keep it in attack. And then they really did. Chimpwits were on the back foot the whole rest of the series.
Well, even then, like every single time Legacy were in the lead, they were a different team than when they weren't in the lead. When they're in the lead,
yep.
they were just like, okay, whatever, we'll just do whatever we want, but we'll make sure we have 2 people.
No,
back.
that is true. They conceded an early goal in that game too, and then
Yeah.
that did really change their playstyle. Every other game, they looked very comfortable playing in attack, playing their game. Game 2 was different, yeah.
It definitely was very different.
Glad-
what do you
glad
want
it
me
took
to
you a
say?
few seconds
You
to
know
think of
what?
that.
You two can stop talking right now. We will be back very shortly with our last match of the day, Chiefs versus Order. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys.